A few days ago, Sony PSN services were like
Bravo 6, going dark,
leaving thousands of players unable to sign in, access the PlayStation Store, or launch their digital games that require license verification. This issue took around 7 to 8 hours to get resolved before people could finally play their games again. Literally a couple of days after that, Xbox was also like
Bravo 6, going dark,
leaving thousands yet again unable to access their games, and this issue with the Xbox took 16 to 20 hours to resolve. The funny part in the Xbox situation is that this was not a network failure but a sort of glitch with the license verification system itself. The point is that whether it's a cloud provider failure like in the case of PlayStation or a DRM screw up like in the case of Xbox, both of these result in the same damn thing: the players losing access to the shit they bought with their own money. Then there's the time aspect. A lot of people don't have the luxury of playing games whenever they want. I mean, just imagine, you have taken a day off and you finally think you have the time to play that game you've been wanting to play for so long, you boot up the console, and boom, you can't even access the game you paid for. This is a wake-up call, and at least some people are actually waking up because this outage just added more fuel to the fire. It's been quite a while since Sony announced they're gonna kill physical discs, and the situation still hasn't really blown over. The Don't Kill the Disc petition has reached 300,000 signatures, and the players are also planning an economic and gameplay blackout on the PlayStation for a week, but more on this in a bit. All their posts are still getting ratioed, and every comment section is absolutely shitting on PlayStation. The Wolverine cinematic trailer has like 50,000 dislikes, and what's actually funny is that it accidentally focuses on the importance of physical media as Wolverine is trying to save a physical picture throughout the entire trailer. Like, the timing couldn't have been more comical, and the comments are hilarious. But the question is it enough? Because despite all that, Sony has continued their radio silence. They haven't addressed the elephant in the room, and they're still waiting patiently for all this to blow over. Now you must be wondering this too, that with the backlash reaching nuclear levels, why is Sony still doubling down on all the bullcrap? I think there are two reasons for that. The first one ties directly into the newer generation of gamers, and in my opinion is the one piece of this whole puzzle a lot of people have overlooked. The other day I saw my little cousin playing on his phone. I don't even know what game it was, but he was excited about some skins, and I asked, why do you even want these skins? And he was like, I like it. Hate it or love it, mobile gaming is actually a thing now, and kids these days are gaming primarily on their iPhones and iPads, and what are the games they're playing? Call of Duty, PUBG, Fortnite, Minecraft, and the worst of all, Roblox. And if not on a mobile device, these are the same games they play on consoles too. This new generation of gamers is already primed to see games as a service, not products that you own. They're already used to renting access, buying microtransactions, battle passes, and even worse, watching ads to unlock rewards. This is totally different from what we used to have. I mean, dude, I still remember when my dad bought me a PS2 and the first game I played was Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, and just fell in love with that. A purely single player experience, no bullshit, no nothing, just pop the disc inside the console and play the game for hours on end. But unfortunately that was ages ago, and now most of us got knees that creak like 200 years old door hinges. And that's exactly what these mega corporations are counting on. A new generation of gamers who will actually let them get away with the stuff our generation wouldn't. Since the last 10 years or so, Sony has been going crazy with the live service push, dropping flops left and right, all the while closing studios and laying people off. At the same time, Xbox has been doubling down on their subscription service in the desperate attempt to turn Xbox into Netflix, while also closing studios and laying off people. And I've been wondering, why do they keep doubling down when it's already proven time and time again that it doesn't really work? And this is where the second reason comes in: always online. Their approach might be failing right now, but they're both trying to play the long game here, having everything online so they can monetize the hell out of you till the sun explodes. Because of course, the more time you spend online on their platform, the more opportunity they have to somehow get you to buy something, and the sad part is, it actually works. Now let's be real here about the numbers. There are around 125 million monthly active users on the PlayStation Network, and out of those 125 million players, it's safe to say that only around 20 million people are probably bothered by the end of physical discs. And probably just 50% of those are the ones who actively hate this and are considering not buying the PS6. And out of those 50%, only 300,000 people cared enough to sign the petition. So you can already imagine how many people are gonna participate in this so-called PS blackout. Even if 50,000 people show up, which is a generous estimate, the only thing it will do is decrease the load on the PlayStation servers, and that's it. It wouldn't even realistically begin to hurt Sony. In my opinion, the only way a boycott would actually affect Sony is if like 50 million people actively log in and play every day but don't spend a dime on the PlayStation Store. But of course, that's probably never gonna happen because millions are gonna go ahead and buy the new Call of Duty game in a month from now anyway. It's an unfortunate reality that casual gamers, who make up a vast majority of the player base, don't even care or even know what's actually going on right now. A lot of these people are too preoccupied with their own lives and their own problems, and not to mention a lot of them are parents who don't even play games themselves and just bought the consoles for their kids. These people won't even realize discs slowly disappearing, the game prices increasing, the discounts and sales quietly vanishing, and a decade later they're gonna be like, oh wait, I remember games used to come on discs. The guys at Sony know this, and that's exactly what they're actively counting on. You not caring. Like it or not, the business model has changed now. They probably and preferably want to get rid of people like us so they can trap the ones who don't fight back and turn them into a recurring source of revenue. Even now, with all the backlash that looks nuclear to us, the guys at Sony have already reportedly invested $34 million to repurpose their disc-making factory to produce optical micro lenses instead. And all this makes it very clear that the discless future is inevitable. And while that's bad enough on its own, there's one more very important aspect that no one's really talking about, and that's the PlayStation's extremely rigid anti-consumer policies like refunds, and even more annoying, the region locking bullshit. There are reports that the GTA 6 physical codes are gonna be region locked. So basically, if your PSN account is set somewhere like, let's say, in the Middle East or Russia, and you're hyped for GTA 6, which you probably are, you literally can't play the damn thing unless you make a completely new PSN account or have some sort of account sharing setup with a friend in a region where the game is available. All this could have been easily avoided if Sony just allowed users to change their regions, or even better, Take-Two just shipped actual physical discs instead of codes in a box, because discs don't really give a shit about your region, but of course they wouldn't do that. They want to completely eliminate the secondhand market, so anyone who wants to play GTA 6 has only two options left. Either buy a new copy online for $80 or just wait for the pirated version on PC. The sad part is that this problem doesn't stop at GTA 6 either. There are countless other games that are not available in several regions, and this is a huge problem in my opinion. And this is actually on top of everything else. You know, PlayStation becoming a monopoly without any competition, these systems being vulnerable to hacks and power outages, rendering your digital libraries completely useless for hours. Like dude, I can't think of a single good thing coming out of abandoning discs. Games are not gonna get cheaper. If anything, they're gonna get more expensive. You're never gonna truly own your games. I mean, ownership was already a shaky argument when discs were actually a thing, but at least you had some sort of control over your purchase. You could sell the thing or get at least some of your money back, but now that option's gone too, and you're entirely at the mercy of the platform with shitty refund policies. Speaking of which, entire businesses that are built around the love of games, they're gonna die. Many people's households and livelihoods are at stake here too, but obviously Sony doesn't give a damn. They're just counting on the casuals to gobble it all up because this will add a ton to their bottom line, and that's the only thing that matters to them. At the end of the day, you and I, we're probably a minority in this case. A vast majority of the players don't even understand how bad this actually is for the future of the hobby, and the new generation of gamers that grew up playing Roblox and Fortnite, well, they're already doomed to begin with, and they don't even know that. Man, I swear, sometimes it feels like corporate greed is the root cause for everything bad in this world, but anyways, I'll leave you at that. Do share your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about these back-to-back service outages on these platforms, and do you think a week-long boycott is the answer? Because I don't think so. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you found this video valuable. Also use the hype feature so my video gets more exposure and my small channel blows up. I would really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.